it's all about making people just feel normal. And a lot of guys don't feel normal, and they lose touch with a lifestyle that they had in the military. And so once they get out, you can't just mix with civilian life as easy.
Glad that you guys came in today. I'm glad that you guys got you guys on our podcast. I do think you guys are definitely, both of you guys are superheroes. Myself, thank you both for your service. I think they're superheroes, and I'm gonna let them tell you their story and what they're doing. But definitely, guys, thank you for your service. Thank you for what you guys are doing right now. I think it's pretty cool, pretty kick-ass. And I'll let Matt and Mike talk to you guys. So
yeah, thanks for having us on. And
yeah, certainly appreciate it.
What we do is Leatherneck Reconnect, and we basically little over 3 years ago now started up traveling the country, and we started with our own guys, reconnecting with the guys we served with, and then it just kind of grew from there. Once people saw what we were doing, they wanted us to come to them and connect with us and tell us their stories, and it kind of made sense with the background. I have a background in video production, so once Mike told me he was gonna go on the road, I said, well, I'll go with you. I'll bring out all my gear, and we're gonna document this whole thing and just see what happens of it. And then it ended up being, here we are 3 seasons later, 15,000 something change miles, and I don't know how many guys we've connected with through the last 3 years. But we go around, we tell the Marine Corps brotherhood and showcase that, and how we are, from day one, we're it's instilled in our heads that the Marine Corps is the best branch of services, and so we've got this tight knit brotherhood that's second to none.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter when you served, we can reconnect with any Marine, and instantly we speak the same language. So we go around, we travel, and we tell their stories, and I've got a personal driver. Mike is my personal driver.
Yeah, Mike's the personal driver.
He's my personal driver, and I'm his personal cameraman. That's good.
Yeah, that's kind of our ongoing joke. Honestly, I think I get the better end of that deal, actually.
I think, I don't know. Because
it's nice to be driven around everywhere, but hey, everybody.
Mike, I want to go on one of your trips, and I want you to be the personal driver all the way, right? So.
I typically am all the way, and that's just, after we've done it, after we did the first season, we tried to do some sharing of the driving, and I just don't know the tech end of things. I mean, I'm not super stupid at it, but I'm not very good.
No problem.
So
and you're a better driver, though, for sure, right?
We're going down the road, and Matt's driving, and he's trying to change batteries and shit. And I'm just over here twiddling my thumbs, going like, I think I should be driving, buddy.
Well, I've always felt bad. I just felt bad because I'm just sitting there shotgun. I'm on my phone. I'm taking care of the social media or the contacts of who we're going to see next, and typically we're on the road all day long, and getting to our next city, our next stop, and hopefully here in the future, and it's slowly progressing into that, but we'd like to
well, when we didn't have the network we do now,
right,
we were pretty well forced to drive almost 10-hour days,
right,
to reach the next person we had that wanted to play our game.
So Mike, I want to ask you before we even go further. So how many miles have you put on a one travel time? What's the most miles you put on?
I think, what did we do? Almost.
I think season 1 was the biggest.
Yeah, season 1 was the biggest, and was that 8?
That was about 5,000.
About 5.
And that was all on my lease.
Listen, you're supposed to brag it up a little bit, for Christ's sake.
So
7,000.
So 5,000 miles on a lease, huh?
Yes. And I still was under my miles when I turned.
Cool.
I didn't even turn it in.
I think if you would have told your story, Mike and Matt, I think they would have probably been like, okay, you know what, we'll take the car back in.
Right.
So what you guys are doing is you guys are going out on the road and reconnecting with previous Marines that you guys served with. what is that reaction from that Marine when you guys show up and just out of the blue and say, hey, we're here. What's going on? We haven't seen you for 15 years.
Well, I mean, typically guys are, they're excited. I mean, it's, we're men though too. So it's not like, we're little kids being super giddy.
The reason I asked that, because, for Mike too, the reason I see that is because when I watch your videos, right, and I see some cut-ins and things like that, I personally, I see how happy those people are, right?
Oh yeah.
And not only that, I see how happy you guys are, showing up and at 1 a.m, like, banging on their door, right?
It's like we're back, like we're in our 20s again, like we're back at, that's, the thing that we're always trying to do is just take it back to the time of when we were serving together.
Okay.
And even if we don't know you, it's all about making people just feel normal. And a lot of guys don't feel normal, and they lose touch with a lifestyle that they had in the military. And so once they get out, you can't just mix with civilian life as easy. So when we come around, like we always say, we're not doctors. We just come around and make you feel normal, and we're not going to treat you special. We're just going to make you feel like you're one of the guys, and we're just going to kick it with you for the night and talk to us.
And it's always like when we show up to somebody's door that we haven't seen. Right now, it's typically been somewhere between 17 and 20 years that we haven't seen the guy. And there's a certain, when you when a group of you have done something that sucks a lot for a long time, you tend to create this special bond, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we created with all the guys we served with, that special bond that we all had to endure this shithole together. So, like, as you instantly see the guy, I'm sure you look at him and say, oh, man, you haven't changed a bit most of the times.
Yeah.
Right. And we just hop right into it like it was yesterday that we were hanging out.
Yeah, definitely. I see that in your guys' videos.
Yeah, it's instant.
Yeah, I see that in your videos where it's like, it's like,
no time has gone by.
Yeah, no time's gone by. Like you told me today that you haven't seen some of these guys for 15, 17, 20 years. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, these guys are like...
I mean, people even physically age, and it still doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, you might even look... I didn't, obviously I didn't have this beard on, but it doesn't... Like,
I've seen some of your older pictures. I've seen, Mike, some of your older pictures, too. And I'm looking at you guys now, and I'm like... And you guys were small. You know what I mean? You guys
we were small.
Yeah, you guys are not fat and this and that. I'm not saying that, but you guys were smaller,
lean and
you guys
mean.
were kids,
Right.
and then I see some of the pictures of some of the guys that you've gone to, and I see how old they are too. But you guys are just instant, bam. Just watching that is something pretty cool.
Special. Yeah, it's. And then and then it's been even interesting meeting new people as well, and that's what's been, because those guys are seeing that, and they may not be living the brotherhood, and so when they see what we're doing, that's when they reach out to us and they say, hey, that's pretty cool, come and see me, and then in a weird way, even though we may not have served with them, we instantly have that connection.
Yeah, that connection.
And so the
a lot of it's the respect factor that makes us, the guy we served with, if he has a guy he served with we've never met, we trust that dude's a solid guy.
Right. Yeah.
Because he's with our guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty, I feel like that's a pretty common infantry thing throughout the Marine Corps. No, I can't speak for any other branches of service, but
we serve all branches here, and I want to say to both of you guys, I know you guys are Marines, okay? I know you guys are one of the top of the elites, right? But I will say that I deal with a lot of other vets, Army, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard, and Air Force. Okay, we have to mention the Air Force now. I should have said them before I said Coast Guard, right?
Yeah.
Well, now the Air Force is going to be mad at me, right?
Right.
So, we do a lot of Coast Guards. So I don't want to rap on the Marines are the best now, but we know you guys are pretty good.
Well, that's kind of what we've always do with inter-service rivalries. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, no, I know.
We all bust each other's chops, and then it's just.
Honestly, we don't know any different because that's what we were told.
You guys,
our whole career.
But to tell both of you guys, and nobody else is hearing this right now. The Marines are pretty badass, and they are one of the best. So, what are some of the crazy stories on the road trip, that you guys had? Let me ask you that.
Well, I typically tell a lot just because I talk a lot and a lot. I must have a lot of funny stories, and I realized partway through that I'm being recorded. I'm like, shit.
Well, because the GoPro's just on our rearview mirror, and it's just you forget about it, and next thing you know, like you said, we all of a sudden it's like, oh, shit.
You got to give us a little tidbit. Give us something. Okay.
I mean, it's tough. I've within the last month or two, I've been wanting to cut together something like that. Cut together a video of us just behind the wheel. Because,
that would be good.
Because there is so much stuff, and it's hard to. A lot of it's just
hard to put a finger on
random,
one thing, right?
When you go on the road, before any of these road trips, if I was a non-driver, I would be asleep.
Okay.
I was, probably sleeping. I'm gonna go to sleep. You're driving. Don't have to worry about it. I don't sleep on these trips.
Yeah.
I think during season 1. Because it was so grueling, I might have had my sunglasses on, looking out the window, getting a couple long blinks, But, we're both awake. We sit there and we just talk the whole time, and every once in a while we'll get into a good conversation. And as far as anything crazy, I'm trying to really think of.
You were telling me the one story that you guys. This was a pretty good story. So you were telling me the one story that you guys were actually. Had an event that you went to, right? 2 guys showed up. Right?
Oh, right. The Winston-Salem.
So, I like you to tell. I like you to tell that story to our listeners. That story was pretty cool. One was, a quagmire, right? And the other one was like, okay, what's going on?
That was his name, Yut Yut. I didn't tell you that.
Yut Yut was his name. I want to meet Yut Yut.
Oh, a lot of people I think want to meet Yut Yut. Yut Yut was a nut. But he
was interesting, that's for sure.
He was interesting.
I want to take a road trip with you guys, and we're going to meet Yut Yut. Okay.
Yut Yut needs a little more exposure. He truly does.
That's who we're going to see.
We wanted that guy to just go viral with his interview because it was kind of out there, but he
it was so strange. Yeah.
He was just strange, but he was I think he was a short timer. Maybe he did 2 enlistments, and then we had a retired sergeant major that showed up with the 5-ton, and he was locked and cocked, and he had his vest on and his ribbons and his rank insignia and EGA, and but he showed up in a 5-ton, and we got we hung out, we had drinks all night, and he was local, and then we ended up at the end of the night, I said, I want to get a shot of you driving away, and he says, oh well, we'll go for a ride. And so we hopped in the back, dropped on the benches in his 5-ton, and got in the back there, and it was Yut Yut that said, because we had the event planned, and we thought we were going to get 100 people to show up to this event, and we drive all the way down there. That was our first day of the trip. I drove from Detroit, left at 4 a.m. Mike left from his house a little later, and we met in Pittsburgh, hung out there for an hour, and then hit the road to Winston-Salem. A 14-hour day.
Well, Mike
meet 2 guys.
That's what we did. Mike, he was telling me the story, and basically he was like going there. You guys were all excited. You guys were going to this event. And you guys are going to have 100 and something people there, and you guys were all cool. And you guys roll in the door, and there's 2 people, and you're like, what the hell's going on? And
and it's the strangest thing that they couldn't have been total opposites.
Yeah, completely opposite.
He was telling me the story of that. That was a pretty good story.
But the coolest thing was what Yut said there in the back of the 5-ton, and I know I've told you this too, Mike. But he how he said it didn't have to be 100 people; it just had to be this, and that right there sunk in that as nutty and crazy and that he might have been. We were affecting him, and we were giving him he was having a good time, and he was able to let his guard down and enjoy. And it was pretty damn cool.
That's why I want to meet Yut Yut.
Right.
It's because he understands that it doesn't take 100 people to show up and say, hey, what's going on?
Right.
Okay. True friendship really only takes one other person. Watching your videos, I think if the vets watch your videos and some of the old retirees, even some of the Vietnam vets and things like that, some of them watch that stuff and see how you guys connect.
Right.
It doesn't matter if 15 years, it doesn't matter if it's 30 years, it doesn't matter if it's 60 years. You guys are instant, like it was yesterday, right? Like you just left base.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. It is truly crazy how that works, and we didn't know that before we started this. And I mean, you kind of have a feeling, but when you're in, but go ahead and tell your story on your part about the short-term friendship. What is that you always say, Mike?
Oh yeah, well, I always say at the end of the 4 years, we were all just temporary friends.
Temporary friends.
It was we didn't know shit between the age of 18 and 21 what the hell was going on here, really. We got stuck with a bunch of guys from all over the country and kind of had to make friends.
Right.
And through that, for us being just one-term guys, 4 years, we were basically just short-term buddies, friends. 4 years are up, we all get kicked out, and we say, see you later. We'll probably never see you again.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the year 2000, so the internet's brand new. People have AOL or emails.
Yeah.
So nobody had cell phones and things like that. So the communication level was just lost. So it was completely different than what it is now. And I'm sure it's easier for guys to stay in touch, but yeah, and I have footage of walking around in the barracks telling people, I knocked on everybody's door the day I left Hawaii, and I said, hey, I'm out of here. Nice to you got my email or my mailing address, like that.
Yeah.
That was it. And it was like, there was probably just a couple of guys, that I actually really stayed in touch with, but it was hard.
Yeah.
You had to make an effort. And a lot of guys don't want to make the effort because you get out and you want to be free for a minute. And then that's when you get lost. And then once you get lost, you're looking for some answer, you're looking for that, what you had, and it's gone and you don't have it anymore. So you try to find it, and then you realize, hey, that was something special that we had. It wasn't just a temporary friendship. And so that's what we've learned.
The guys you served with, once again, like I said, there's that special bond with a group of people that had to endure a super sucky situation. And, the guys you served with are the guys that, were in my words, were the temporary friends. And, 20 years down the road now, if you can get a hold of those guys and go and have a beer, or even if you can manage to get a reunion together, I mean, you'll never regret one bit of that.
So you guys definitely don't.
Even if you get punched in the face at the reunion.
Because that could happen.
That could happen.
That could happen. Right.
It's like, pow, you get a phone call like in 3 weeks. Hey, I watched that video or watched that podcast, and
I've got some footage that never
I got
made
reconnected, and I got a black eye, by the way.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in the hard drive that never made it on the web.
That's cool. But
we tried to put together the reunion thing too when we were in Vegas, and it was we ended up with our corpsman came out and two other guys, but we put it out there to everybody. We figured Vegas would be a good meetup spot, and what ended up happening was just like it always does. People didn't show, and that were following along, and then afterwards they see the video and they're like, well, damn.
I would have went.
I should have gone.
Wish I would have gone.
I would have gone.
Yeah.
And so, and then now those people though are the ones that are like, hey, come on here. So it's like, at least they're getting something out of it. They're not just completely going back, going dark again. So, you at least hope that's
I would say, I think
you
you guys, you were telling me about you've never been to the Leatherneck bar out in Vegas.
Right.
I would say, I like to kind of I'm going to say this to you, both of you guys. The people that you have gone and seen so far, the people that you served with, that you guys went and connected with on your first season, second season, third season, I'd like to see you guys do that and get yourselves out to Vegas. I will personally, myself, my own team, my own company, KNE, I will personally sponsor you guys to get there, and people that are involved with you guys to get out to Vegas and go to that Leatherneck bar and do an event there. I'll personally sponsor an event there for you guys.
That'd be awesome.
But I want to ask both of you guys, when season 4 going to start? What's happening with that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So,
I'm actually.
you guys planning that now? What's going on?
Well, we're like last minute guys.
Yeah, we'll drink a few beers tonight. And we'll get that squared away.
Awesome. I definitely want to know. I'm going to let my viewers know for sure. Can we? I want to ask you guys. Can we let our viewers know what website, where they can go watch your videos, how to get a hold of you guys, and say, hey, you know what? I want to start something like this, or hey, I like what you guys are doing. I'd like to sponsor a road trip for you guys because I deal with a lot of different companies and things like that.
Sure.
And this is going to go out to them. I want to sponsor something for you guys, or I want to pay for a road trip. I want my buddy. I want to go see my buddy that I haven't seen in 20 years. And I want you guys to come and pick me up and take me so I can go visit him and get this on video. I want that on your channel.
Yeah.
What channel do they go see? How do they get a hold of you guys?
That would be Leatherneck Reconnect.
Okay.
We're on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. So I mean, it's as simple as Leatherneck Reconnect.
That's very simple.
That's it. Straightforward. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
But when we're on the road, the social media engagement kicks up dramatically because that's like our Super Bowl. That's our big week. That's our big. There's tons of pictures, there's tons of posts, and there's tons of things coming out. And then typically afterwards, things slow down a little bit. I try to keep up with the content and get stuff out. But that's when I get stuck behind the computer and I'm editing for days on days, and
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to what you guys. Listen, you guys get a lot of stuff done within a week and going to visit with people and stuff like that, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I will commend to both of you guys. Okay. It's a lot of work aftermath.
It is.
To put that out and to put that production out that you guys are doing. And it's pretty cool stuff, man. It really is. Don't stop what you guys are doing.
No.
I'm going to say both to you guys, if you guys pick a season 4 and know what you guys are going to do, me at my team, myself, I'm gonna put you guys on. I'm gonna pay for it.
Nice.
Okay.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Just let me know when you guys are doing it. I might say, hey, you know what? I want to jump in the car with you guys. I might fly back or something like that. I'm not going to drive back.
You
with
might
you
have to fly to Texas or somewhere.
So I personally think both of you guys, that it's a cool thing that you guys are doing. I think you guys need to do way more than what you guys are doing. I like to see you guys get, a lot more subscribers and get to the point where you guys can quit your normal jobs and just friggin' do this. You know what I mean? And get other military vets, Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. I have to mention that now.
You put that in a chronological order.
Get all those other guys and, just get them together. Guys that haven't seen each other for 15, 20, 10, 15, 19. Guys that seen each other 3 days ago and just get them back together.
Right. Well, I mean, and that's something that we really haven't done as far as connecting guys that haven't seen each other. We've met guys that haven't seen each other in a long time in one place, but we haven't physically brought guys together, which is what we would like to do.
You guys are working on that.
We are. And that's one thing that we, from the get-go, that we wanted to do because we did it for ourselves and we knew how much it meant. So we want other guys to do that. So with that being said, we also need anybody that's listening or anybody that's following us for.
Yeah, you guys got a crowdfunding.
We do have a crowdfunding, but we need guys to reach out to us to say, hey, I've got a guy in Idaho or wherever the hell.
I know some of the guys that are listening right now. They're going to be reaching out to me saying, how do I get a hold of Joe? I mean, how do I get a hold of Matt, or how do I get a hold of Mike? I want to reconnect with some of my guys.
Right.
And I know that's for a fact you guys are going to get those calls.
And that's what we need. It's nice when we got a guy down in Florida he's got one of his friends in Key West, and he's tried to get us to come down and go lobster diving with him, or swamp driving through the swamp in one of the Everglades, and it's like that. That's on the bucket list. I'd love to go down there and go lobster diving, but we just haven't gotten there yet. So it's like those types of things, those opportunities are there. We need, and that's what we do. We just make a list.
I want you to tell people your crowdfunding, so people that want to donate to you guys and things like that. Can we let?
Yeah,
people
that's
know about
it's
that?
it's on GoFundMe, and the link to that is we have it on our Facebook. It's under our Shop Now button.
Okay.
So if you click on the Shop Now button under our Facebook page, it takes you right to the GoFundMe. You can watch a short. I've got 2 videos on there. I have our newest sizzle video, and I have. We also have our crowdfunding video, which is just a minute long. Yeah, any little bit helps. I mean, that's
absolutely.
We treat every crowdfunding donation as a sponsor at this point, and that's what's been fun too, to kind of showcase these people that are throwing us $50 or $100 or whatever it is, and we make them feel special, and they're not asking for it. They don't want that, but we have fun with it, and we make sure we drop people's names and thank them, and that's been fun. So, I mean, it's gotten us to do everything we've done. So it's important to us. So,
Mike, thank you for your service. Okay. Thank you what you've done.
You're welcome.
Also, thank you for what you guys are putting out in content, but more or less, thank you for, your service.